Yay. All right. So happy, happy, happy Friday. I'm so excited to be doing an Ashtanga Plus. We are going to err a little bit more on the plus side of things today, meaning we're going to get a little bit more creative with the flow in honor of spring. So let's do it. Let's come on over to our mat. We're actually going to start in a child's pose. I know it's very not Ashtanga, but that's okay. So let's do it. We can drop on down into our child's pose with the arms extended forward. Taking a few extra cycles of breath here to land into the length of your arms. And noticing anything else that wants to stretch here. If you'd like to enter into tenting your fingers, you can do that just to get a little bit more into the shoulders. And then explore the idea of rotating the shoulders up toward the ears and then down toward your hips. Just a couple of little, like, pull it in toward the shoulders and then roll them down toward the hips. Just to notice the difference there. And then let's walk the arms over to the right. Take a moment just to stretch. And we'll walk the arms over to your left to stretch here. Back into center, we'll climb on up to your table pose, and let's do a few cycles of cat and cow. Again, I know this is not Ashtanga, but that's okay. We'll inhale, lift the tail, open up across your collarbones, and exhale, push the ground away, really strongly protract the shoulders. We'll do it again. Inhale, open across the heart space, bring your shoulder blades close, and exhale, push the shoulder blades away from each other. Take a few more of those. Inhale, try to find a little core engagement. Exhale, round your back, squeeze the belly. Again, inhale, squeeze the core as you pull heart forward. And exhale, squeeze the core as you round inward. And one more time, inhale. And exhale. Come on back to center. We're going to take the right leg back behind you. Please point or flex the lifted foot. Maybe take both of them just to play with that engagement to your leg. Just wake up the leg a little bit. And we'll sweep the opposite arm forward. Please steady your drishti, your gaze point. A few cycles of breath here just to notice if you're collapsing down into the shoulders or if you can lift up and try to engage your core. Good, last inhale. Exhale, drop back to your table. Let's do the other side, picking up left leg. Point and flex the lifted foot. Again, we'll just wake up the leg a little bit. And we'll take opposite arm forward, just reaching for the horizon through the fingertips and the horizon behind you through your lifted foot. Check in to see if you're dumping down or if you can lift away from the ground. Find a little core engagement. And last breath in and exhale, bring it down. We're going to do one more to open the shoulders a little. Right leg behind, left arm forward. Let's bend your lifted knee and see about reaching around to grab the foot or the ankle behind you. And it may or may not work, and that's okay. Maybe grab your pants. Maybe you don't grab anything. If you're not grabbing anything, just, keep working towards it. Stretching the heart up and forward. Take a nice inhale to lift. Exhale, come back to length. and all the way down. Let's do the other side. Left leg, right arm. Bend the knee and reach around and just see what happens. One side might be a little more cooperative, and that's normal. Finding a little core engagement, pull it in. And take a nice inhale to lift, and exhale, come out of length and all the way down. Good, so from here, let's flip over our toes. We're gonna give our feet a little stretch, sitting back onto the feet. We'll inhale, lift the arms to the sky, and exhale the palms in front of the heart. Let's do that again. Inhale, open it up, and exhale the palms in front of the heart center. And one more time, inhale, pick it up. And exhale, the palms in front of the heart. Good, awesome. So let's go ahead and make our way to downward dog. Putting the hands on the floor, push to your sixth finger, lifting the hips. And move around in your downward dog as you see fit. Just taking this moment to start to really connect to your yogic breath. And in Ashtanga, we utilize the Ujjayi breathing. So just letting that constriction happen in the back of the throat. And dropping into your Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, letting the pelvic floor engage, letting the belly button lift inward and upward. And the next inhale, let's pick up your heels. Exhale, look forward, and we'll walk on up to the top. Halfway rise, inhale, look up, and fold, exhale. And we'll come all the way up. Inhale, nice and tall to stretch. And exhale, the arms by your side. So let's head into Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, lift and stretch up. And exhale, fold it forward. Good, inhale, lift halfway up. Fold, breath out. We'll step back to plank. Feel free to drop the knees. Inhale, look forward, find your core. Exhale, lower halfway or all the way. Inhale, peel the heart through center, lift it up. And exhale, push the hips to the sky, downward facing dog. So just waking up the body. Again, move around as you see fit. Bring the shoulders to the ears. And then down the back. Good, I know it's such a weird thing. You can think about internally rotating the shoulders and the sockets, and then externally rotating the shoulders and the sockets. Good. Let's go ahead and look forward, step or jump on up to the top of your mat. Lift halfway up, breath in, fold, breath out. Inhale, we'll come all the way up to stand. And exhale, Samasthiti. So I'll add on the Ashtanga counting. Ekam, inhale, lift the arms and stretch. Due, exhale, bow it forward, try to draw your low belly into hinge. Trini, inhale, pick it up halfway. Chatwari, exhale, step forward, jump back, and find your chaturanga with a lot of core engagement. Punch it, inhale, open to upward dog. And shot, exhale, downward facing. Good, finding your breathing. Typically, drishti, gaze point is toward your belly button, just to remind your core to engage. Just notice however your body is feeling right now after a few cycles of sun salutations. And then let's go ahead and look forward, stop to inhale, step or jump on up to the top. We'll lift halfway, breath in, and ashta, fold, breath out. Nada, inhale, come all the way up to stretch. And exhale to Samasthiti. We'll take it again. Ekam, inhale, stretch it up. Due, fold, breath out. Trini, inhale, halfway lift. Chatwari, exhale, step or jump back and lower down. Punch it, inhale, upward dog, pull heart through. Shut, exhale, lift the hips downward facing. And again, we'll breathe for 1, 2, 3, just notice the blood rushing to the head once again. 4, see if you can find a relaxation sensation in there. And 5, look forward, stop to inhale, step or jump on up, lift halfway. Ashta, exhale, fold. Nava, inhale, come all the way up. And exhale, Samasthiti. We'll take one more. Ekam, inhale, really stretch. Dway, exhale, bow it forward. Trini, inhale, pick it up halfway. Chattari, exhale, step or jump it on back. Use your core to drop down to halfway or all the way. Hansha, inhale, open to upward facing. Shak, exhale, rise the hips, downward dog. Again, to breathe for 1, 2, opening armpits, stretch them out. 3, finding your core, pull it in. 4, and 5, look forward, stop to inhale, step or jump all the way up, lift halfway. Ashtau, exhale, fold. Nava, inhale, come up and stretch. And exhale, Samasthiti. Let's take some Surya B's. We'll go traditionally. Ekam, inhale, find your chair pose. Dway, exhale, fold forward. Trini, inhale, halfway lift. Chattari, exhale, step or jump back and lower. Hansha, inhale, upward dog. Shot, exhale, downward. Stepping right foot forward, stop to inhale, warrior 1, come up. And Ashtau, hands to the floor. Step back and lower. Nava, inhale, up into upward dog. Disha, exhale, downward dog. Ekadasha, left foot forward. Come up, breath in. Dwadasha, hands to the floor. Good, step back and lower. Trayodasha, inhale, upward facing. And Chaturasha, exhale, downward facing. For 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Look forward. Panchadisha, step or jump on up. We'll lift halfway. Shodasha, exhale, fold. Saptadisha, come on back through chair pose. Breath in. And exhale, Samasthiti. Let's take one more pretty traditionally. Ekam, inhale, sweep into Utkatasana. Doi, exhale, bow forward. Trini, inhale, find a little back bend as you lift halfway. Chattari, exhale, step or jump back, look forward to lower down. Hansha, inhale, upward dog. Shot, exhale, downward. Right foot forward, stop to inhale, warrior 1, come up. Ashtau, chaturanga, step back and lower. Nava, inhale, open to upward. Disha, exhale, downward dog. Ekadasha, left foot forward, come up, breath in. Dwadasha, hands down, step back and lower. Trayodasha, inhale, upward dog. Chaturasha, exhale, downward dog. For 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Look forward, Panchadisha, step or jump on up, lift halfway. Shodasha, fold, exhale. Saptadisha, chair pose, inhale. And exhale, Samasthiti. Good, so we're gonna take one that's kind of loosey-goosey. It'll be super fun. We'll kind of add on to it a little bit, okay? Finding your chair pose, Ekam, inhale, sit back, look up. Dway, exhale, bow it forward. Trini, inhale, lift halfway. Chattari, exhale, step or jump back. Use your core to drop down. Hansha, inhale, up into upward dog. And shot, exhale, downward. So here's where we're gonna get loose. Let's bring your right leg to the sky, okay? With your right leg to the sky, let's open the hip and bend the knee. Dog at the fire hydrant here. Just take a few cycles of breath. Getting the front of the hips to stretch. Maybe looking underneath your right armpit. Awesome. Let's take the leg back up to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, warrior 1. Step it forward. Inhale, warrior 1. And let's open to warrior two on your exhale. Again, this part is not really Ashtanga, right? Dropping into your warrior two, just find a few cycles of breath, getting lateral. Good, let's enter into a nice peaceful warrior with the right arm high, the back hand behind you. Take a moment to stretch there. Come back into warrior two, inhale and exhale, just an easy extended side angle. Last breath in, exhale, look down, come back up to peaceful warrior. Inhale to lift right arm high. Exhale, let's find your way to chaturanga. Step it on back and lower down. Inhale, open the upward dog. And Disha, exhale, downward dog. So the left leg to the sky. Inhale, pick it up. And exhale, dog to the fire hydrant. Again, we're just purposefully getting into something a little bit more creative today. Noticing the difference between, true Ashtanga as well as something a little bit different. Opening up across the front of the hips. Maybe looking to your left. Letting the head relax. Letting the shoulders relax. And we'll inhale, rise that leg, point the toes. Exhale, bring the foot forward for your warrior one. Inhale, come on up. And exhale, open it up to your warrior two. Good. A few cycles of breath just to drop down into your left knee. Picking up the heart. Pushing through the outside edge of your back foot. Ashtanga is very sequential, I'm going to function from the sequence today as kind of the inspired portion. Let's take your peaceful warrior, left arm high. And just allow the general lifting sensation happening from the chest. Good. And back into warrior two, inhale. And exhale, find your extended side angle, just keeping it kind of simple for right now. Actively push your back foot and just see if you can lift and lengthen through the front of the chest. Good, last inhale. Exhale, look down, come back up to your peaceful warrior. Inhale, re-stretch, left arm high. I know it's strange, right? Exhale, take the hands to the floor. Step it on back and lower down. Inhale, open into your back bend and downward dog. So just notice your body in this downward dog. It's very different, of course, that particular flow in comparison to the Ashtanga practice. We're going to take one more Surya Namaskar bead that same way. We're going to flow quickly with the breath, okay? So go ahead and look forward, Panchadasha, step or jump on up, lift halfway, Shodasha, exhale, hold. Saptadasha, bending the knees, coming back to chair pose, inhale, and Samasthiti. So here we go with the breath. We'll make it a little bit faster. Feel free to slow it down if it's too quick. Find your chair pose. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Step or jump back. Lower with your core. Inhale, open to upward dog. And exhale, downward dog. Right leg to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, dog at the fire hydrant. Inhale, pick the leg back up. Exhale, warrior one, step it forward. Inhale, rise up to warrior one. Exhale, open to warrior two. Inhale, right arm high, peaceful warrior. Exhale, elbow to thigh, extended side angle. Inhale, back up to your peaceful warrior. Exhale, windmill the hands to the floor. Step back and lower down. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Left foot high, inhale. Exhale, dog with the fire hydrant. Inhale to get back up. Exhale, step it forward, warrior one. Inhale, rise on up. Exhale, open to warrior two. Inhale, left arm high, peaceful warrior. Exhale, extended side angle to stretch. Inhale, back up to peaceful warrior, left arm high. Exhale, windmill the hands to the floor. Step back and lower down. Inhale, open into your back bend. Exhale, downward dog. And just breathe for 1. Good. 2. 3. 4. Good, and 5, look forward, step or jump on up to the top, lift halfway, inhale, exhale, fold. Bending your knees back to chair pose, inhale, and exhale, Samasthiti. Good, all right, so Ashtanga, let's just keep kind of the outskirts of the box today. We are going to step back with your right leg for triangle posture. So pivot to face your right foot like we would for triangle or for Ashtanga. And take a nice inhale, open the arms. Exhale, lean into your right leg. Let's just take a nice traditional Trikonasana and breathe for 1, 2, 3. Good, 4. Please stay here. We're going to take your lifted arm past your ear, reaching for your horizon with your lifted arm. Good, for 1. Try to engage your legs. 2. 3, stretch your spine a little longer. Good. 4. Good, listen. 5, look down, release your foot. We're going to bend your right knee and take it into standing half moon balance. So this one is good. It's a good balancing posture. Back leg lifts up to the sky. And just notice how it feels to try to turn the toes upward toward the ceiling. For 1, yeah, good. 2, rotating open from the hip socket. 3, see if you can point your knee upward toward the sky. 4, looking good, everybody. Good, 5, slowly toe ball heel, lift your foot back to the floor. We're gonna switch legs, go to the other side for triangle pose. So pivot to your left. Inhale, exhale, lean in, taking on your triangle. Traditional to begin. For 1, 2, good, open across the chest. 3, 4, good, 5, lifted arm past your ear, reach for the horizon. For 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, release it, but look down. Let's make our way to standing half moon balance on this side. Push down into standing foot, floating back leg high. For 5, looking good. 4, again, rotate open from the hip. Good, I know this one's hard. 3, point the toes toward the ceiling if you can. 2, and on 1, toe ball heel, lifted foot down. Come back up into a nice opening. And exhale, we are going to pivot to the right for revolved triangle posture. So a la Ashtanga, taking the hip points over your right foot. Inhale, left arm high. Exhale, twist your triangle pose. Opening the chest to your right for 5, 4, 3, 2, good, on 1, look down. We're going to do the standing half moon balance again, but this time with a twist. So please take your time. Step into the right foot. Pick up the left leg behind you. Try to open the chest to twist for 5. So back leg is left leg. 4, 3, what's happening with your core here? 2, good, on 1, both hands to the floor. Let's toe ball heel, lifted foot to the floor. Come on up, inhale, and exhale, turn and pivot to your left leg. We'll do the same process with the other side. So this whole piece is just twisting, right? Right arm high, inhale, exhale, lean in, and we're gonna twist to your left. Open up across the chest. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, look down, let's wiggle forward, back leg floated up, turn to twist once again. For 5, try to squeeze the thighs together if you can. 4, engage your lifted leg, point or flex the foot. 3, lift the chest. 2, And one, toe ball heel, lifted foot down. We'll inhale, come up, take that quarter turn to the right. And Samasthiti. Good, so we're gonna do the extended side angles, Ashtanga plus, okay? Right leg, step it back, pivot to your right leg, take your warrior two. I know we've already been here today, but we're gonna go deep into your extended side angle. So if your hand can touch the floor, great. Maybe a block, okay? Turn it open and let's breathe for 5, 4, try to engage your back leg, 3, 2, good, listen on 1, stay here with your legs. Lifted arm around your low back. Maybe you nestle your fingertips in toward your inner hip crease. Maybe you bind the hands underneath your front leg. Just try something a little different. Let's breathe for 5, 4, 3, looking good. 2, I know this one's really hard. Okay. 1, if you have a bind, release your hands, come up, inhale, and exhale, let's pivot, face the other side. Warrior 2 over left leg, breath in, and breath out, lean in, go a little deeper here. Maybe the hands will block or the floor. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, lift your arm around your low back, maybe nestle the fingertips in towards your hip. Maybe you want to work toward arm binding underneath your front leg. Wherever you're at, try to spin your chest open toward the sky. For 5, engage back leg. 4, 3, 2, good, 1, look down, push into your front foot to come up. Inhale, and exhale, turn and pivot, face your right leg. So we are going to twist over your right leg. Let's do prayer twist first, and then we'll open the arms. If you want to bind on this side, it's a weird bind with a twist, but you can try it. Take a nice inhale, bend your right knee. Exhale, lean into right knee, twist, open to the right. Again, prayer twist to begin. Breathe for 5, 4, good. 3, drop down into the legs a little more. Good, 2, lift the chest up to your thumbs. Good, and 1, practice opening the wings here. Maybe the left hand to the floor and the right arm past the ear. Maybe take your lifted arm around your low back and look for a bind underneath your front leg. Let's just breathe for 5, 4, 3, good, I know it's so weird, right? 2, this is not Ashtanga. 1, release, inhale, come up, and exhale, turn and pivot, face your left leg. Again, prayer twist first, bend your left knee, inhale, exhale, lean and twist to your left. Try to get the center of your chest up to the thumbs, good. For 5, 4, 3, lift the heart higher, 2, good, 1, lean a little bit more over to your left with your chest, opening up the wings, seeing about what happens there. If it feels possible to take lifted arm around your low back, maybe look for the bind, feel free. For 5, good, 4, I know one side for me works, the other side doesn't. 3, 2, 1, look down, inhale, come up, take a quarter turn to your right, and we'll step forward for Samasthiti. It's a lot of work holding those postures. We're going to do 2 of the wide leg forward folds. We're going to try a tripod headstand today, okay? So let's step back with your right leg, pivot, and let your feet be parallel to each other, okay? Inhale, hands to hips. Lift the chest up, and exhale, let's fold, taking the hands to the floor. Now I can see you. Inhale, look up and forward, and exhale, walking the hands back behind the feet. Maybe the crown of the head touches down, okay? If you're gonna try tripod headstand, your elbows are at 90 degrees, leaning into the head, and just see if you can float the legs up. Okay, I'm not gonna count, we're just gonna see what happens. Just breathing. See if you can find a little bit more. If you're in wide leg forward fold, see if you can engage your legs. Find your core there. If you're upside down, slowly straddle your way back out.
And inhale, look forward. And exhale, hands to your waist. Inhale, come on up. And exhale, now we're gonna take the open arms. So inhale, stretch them out. Exhale, we'll bind the hands behind your back. Inhale, open across the chest. And full breath out. So let this one be pretty traditional. Let's breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, look forward. Let's come all the way up. Inhale, and exhale, hands to your waist. We'll step forward for Samasthiti. Good. So we are going to take pyramid posture. So you can grab elbows behind your back for this one. And if elbows are impossible, just grab your forearms, okay? Step back with right leg. Inhale, lift chest. And exhale, fold into the right leg. So this one's pretty traditional. Let's breathe for 5, 4, 3, traditional drishti, gaze point toward right big toe. 2, and 1. Please come up halfway on your breath in. And exhale, bend your right knee. We're gonna launch your back leg up. If you wanna release your arms, feel free to release your arms. But lift into a nice balance. Let's breathe for 5, 4, 3, try to channel baby and dirty dancing if you can here. 2, and 1, toe ball heel, lifted foot down. We're gonna pivot and face the other direction. Same thing, other side. Good. Big inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, bow forward, chin toward your left shin bone. For 5, engage legs. 4, try to engage core if you can. 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, bend your front knee, your left knee. Go ahead, look forward and launch your back leg up and breathe. For 5, 4, again, try to channel baby and dirty dancing here. She did the lift. 3, lift the chest, engage your lifted leg. 2, find your core, squeeze it in. And 1, toe ball heel, lifted foot down. Let's open to the right, stretch open the arms, inhale. And step forward for Samasthiti. Good, so hand to big toe pose is kind of a doozy after all of that. So let's try it anyway. We're gonna try it with a twist. So not super traditional, but kind of fun, okay? So hands to your waist. And we'll inhale, pick up your right leg. You can keep your knee bent if you'd like. Breath in and fold, breath out. Let's breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, good. 1, inhale, come up. And exhale, we're gonna switch hands, okay? So here's where it gets weird. Switching hands to twist. So just notice. Yeah, it's so weird. Feel free to bend your lifted knee, okay? See if you can stand up taller. Open up across the heart space. Good. Last inhale. Exhale back to center, hands to waist, point your toes for 5, 4, 3, 2, and bring it home for Samasthiti. It's not terrible, could be worse, right? A little bit more fun, a little different. Let's try left leg. Inhale, pick it up. And exhale, a little bow, maybe chin to the shin for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, come up. Exhale, switch hands. Take your time to bring it open into a twist. For 5, 4, push down to standing leg. 3, looking good. 2, 1, come to center, hands to waist. Point your toes for 5, 4, 3, 2, and bring it home for Samasthiti. Good, rock it out. Good, we are gonna take a tree pose, keeping it simple, but we're gonna add on a tree pose forward fold, okay? So it's very strange, but just kind of in the light of keeping things different. Let's go ahead and pick up the right leg, find your tree pose. Keep this first part easy, okay? Maybe the arms high. For 5, 4, 3, 2. Good. Listen, so 1, we're going to try to forward fold. You can bring your hands together in front of the heart. Try on the concept of a very slow forward fold. You can stay right here in this weird forward fold. If you want to go a little deeper, you can interlace fingers behind your low back and just send the chest forward. We'll breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, come on up. I know that one's funny. And exhale, bring it down, rock it out. Let's do the other side. That was awesome, great job. Let's picking up left leg. Again, first shift in is pretty straightforward, so just find your drishti. Maybe the arms lift for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. The palms can join in front of the heart. Keep your drishti easy and focused. Go ahead and maybe you take a little hinge in the hips. Maybe you interlace fingers behind your back. Let's breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, slowly come up. Knee up if you can. Samasthiti. Great job. Roll it out. Let's take a vinyasa. Enough of this crazy. Here we go. Inhale, pick it up. Dway, fold, breath out. Trini, inhale, halfway lift. Chaturanga, exhale, step or jump back, lower down. Punch it, inhale, upward dog. Shot, exhale, downward dog. So we are going to go to chair pose, traditional. Sapta, inhale, look forward and hop on up. Immediately entering into your chair pose. We're going to turn this into chair twist in just a moment and maybe a side crow, okay? Here we go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Palms in front of the heart. We're going to twist to your right, wrapping the elbow across the knee. Good. Sit back a little more for 5, 4, 3, lift and spread your toes. Good, 2, good, 1. Here's an option. You can either open the arms here, or you could drop down and take side crow. If you're going to do that, please be safe. Make sure you don't face plant. Going ahead, finding your twist for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on back up to chair pose. Inhale. And exhale, Samasthiti. So let's do the other side. Great job. Inhale, find your chair pose. And exhale, palms in front of the heart. I'm not going to stay in chair for 5. Okay, inhale. Exhale, turn to the left and twist. Palms together first. Just rinse it out for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Maybe open your wings here, or maybe you take on your side crow. Going ahead, finding your breath for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back to chair pose. Inhale, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. We're going to go to crow pose. So let's hop the feet out and drop down to yoga squat. Good. Yep, so yoga squat is really nice. It's a good little spot to situate. Maybe we'll just come back to breathing. Feel free to roll out your wrists for a moment. And then crow pose. If you want to use a pillow, please feel free to grab a pillow, put it in front of your face, and just play with it a little bit. You know, crow pose is not easy. Shifting into the hands with the knees on the outer arms is typically the better approach. Picking up one foot, maybe picking up the other. And just playing with pulling into the core, playing with rounding the upper back, keeping the gaze point forward somewhere. Seeing how it feels. Yeah, always feel free to come down and roll out your wrists because I know it's a lot of work. Good. And maybe both feet don't pick up ever. You know, don't be alarmed if that doesn't happen. It's more about just the process, the trial, the error. Good, take about another 30 seconds with it. Good. Looking good, I love it. That's so awesome. Nice. Good, whenever you're ready, we're gonna step or jump back to plank and take your chaturanga. Inhale, open into your upward dog, and exhale, downward dog. Good, so let's do the Dandasana. Go ahead and look forward, stop to inhale, hop the feet through to your seat. Good, hands by your hips. Engage your legs, inhale, engage your core. Exhale, keep everything engaged, chin toward chest for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, look up, and exhale, let's fold forward. How does your fold need to be today? Okay, maybe it needs to be loose. Maybe it needs to be engaged. From the Ashtanga lens, we typically try to engage everything. There's only a few times that we're not. If you want to focus into that, you can try to squeeze your thighs together. You can even push your heels into the floor. Draw your low belly in and see if you can lift the chest towards your toes. Good. Nice, I know this one's hard. Take a nice inhale, look up, and exhale, release. We're going to take the hands behind us for that reverse plank, okay? And of course, you can bend your knees and go to reverse table instead. But going ahead, pushing the feet into the floor. Let's lift the hips for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come on down. So let's take the vinyasa. Crawl to the front end of your mat. You can cross your shins. Inhale, we'll scoop it up. Exhale, step or jump it on back. And we'll lower down. Inhale, opening into your upward dog. And exhale, hips high, downward dog. Good, please look forward. Stop to inhale, hop through to your seat. Good, and I'm just gonna offer a couple variations. Janushirshasana A, which is the tree pose forward fold, or if you wanna take the lotus leg forward fold, that's fine. So the right leg first, and then we'll fold into your opposite leg, okay? Take a nice inhale, and exhale, lean the chest forward to fold. We'll breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, and on 1, inhale, come up, and exhale. As you release, we're going to actually do a counter stretch. So find your tree pose, right leg, right hand behind you, and we're going to lift the hips and find a back bend, so leaning into it, okay? So going ahead and find your way in, maybe lifted hand behind your head, just to invite your chest more parallel to the sky for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We'll circle back down to the floor. We're simply going to switch legs, okay? So minimizing vinyasas today, just for the sake of a little bit something different. Again, either tree pose or lotus with your left leg, okay? Take a nice inhale, lift the chest, and exhale, fold it in. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, come up, and exhale, again, releasing into it. We're going to take that back bend counter stretch, left hand behind you, circle it up, and lift into a nice open back bend. Lifted hand behind the head, send the chest up to the sky for 5, 4, 3, 2, and a 1. Circle it all the way back down. That was great. All right, so let's do some core work. We'll start with Navasana, easy Navasana, toes on the floor. So we're gonna level it up, okay? If this is good for you, you find your core here, you can stay here the whole time. Here we go to breathe for 5. Pretend you have an imaginary ball between your hands. 4, squeeze that ball. 3, lift the chest. 2, looks good. Good, on 1, we're gonna pick up the legs, just to shin bones, okay? For 5, again, squeeze that imaginary ball. You can always drop the toes back down. 4, try to find your core, squeeze into low belly. 3, 2, 1, stay here or straight legs, up to you. For 5, good. 4, find core, find core, find core. 3, 2, 1, back to bent knees, hold, find core for 5. 4, you can always drop your toes, no problem. 3, 2, 1, toes back to the floor. We're still here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Thank goodness. Let's cross your shins. Inhale, pick it up. Exhale, step or jump it on back, and we'll lower down. Inhale, really stretch the fronts of your hips in your upward dog, okay? Stretch and open. And when you're ready for down dog, squeeze belly, lift hips. Good, so we're gonna go into, this is so not Ashtanga, but we're gonna do it anyway. We're gonna flip our dog and go into pigeon posture, okay? So the right leg to the sky, please. Inhale, and exhale, dog at the fire hydrant, and see how it feels to bring that lifted foot to the floor behind you, lifting the hips into this back bend for 5, 4. If this is really hard for you, circle back around. 3, 2, and a 1, come around. Inhale, kick the leg up. Exhale, step knee forward for your pigeon. Good, pigeon posture, just wanting it to be nice and simple. So this posture is in the Ashtanga practice. It's at the end of the 3rd series. We typically work on 1st series and 2nd series together. We really don't touch the 3rd. But this one is such a great posture because it's pretty accessible for most people. So taking the variation that you want to take with this, we're going to be here for about a full minute on this side. Maybe you lower down, maybe you stay upright, you know, just playing with the thing that your body says, okay, yes, I need this. Okay. Good, nice. Angela, you're so like stretchy. It's so awesome. If I try to get my front shin bone parallel to the front of my mat, my knees kind of feel that. So if your knees feel it, just kind of take, Eric's doing a dance. Just take your heel closer to your groin because we just don't want it to go into your knee, you know. But it's a good way to practice to help the hips lubricate for sure. In about 30 more seconds. If you need to switch this up somehow, please do it. For me, I'm focusing in more on the front body stretch than I am on the rotation of the right hip. I'm really trying to stretch into the left hip flexors, extending that area, drawing low belly in to lift the chest. That's what I'm working on today. This is typically what I'm working on in my pigeon posture these days. And it's so nice that things can shift around a little bit. Things can be different from one day to the next. We'll just take a few more cycles of breath. But we are gonna exit out of this, okay? So if you're doing something and you're happy to just keep doing what you're doing, please feel free. If you're interested in exiting out, please push the hands into the floor, scoop the belly in, and we're gonna make our way back to downward dog. So let's do the same thing with your left leg, sweeping that up to the sky, inhale. Exhale, dog with the fire hydrant first, and maybe the foot can land behind you into that back bend. And just breathe for 5. Looking good. 4. So think about a little bit more of a back bend, lift the hips to the sky. 3. Good. 2, I know this one is so fun. Good, circle around on 1, inhale, lift that leg high, and exhale, bringing the knee through. And just taking a moment to settle in. Yeah, and then how do you need this posture to be once the dust has landed? You can go ahead and just enter into the thing. Good. And sometimes closing the eyes is helpful. Wherever you're at, just tap into your own inner landscape. Feeling your breathing, really listening to the sound of it moving across the rims of your nostrils. Hitting the back of the throat and running over that constriction. And feeling free to change up the shape a little bit if it's better for you to come up or drop down or just relax for that matter. Good. Nice. So whenever you are ready, we're going to exit out, taking your time to move into that downward dog. And of course, if you want to do a vinyasa, you can do plank, chaturanga, upward dog, downward dog. I'll leave it up to you. Okay? We're going to take one more research posture, so to speak, before hitting up our back bends. So you come forward to plank on your breath in, and we'll drop the knees, breath out. We're going to make our way to puppy pose. Arms walk forward, and this can always be child's pose if that's a better option for your body. Okay? Wherever you're at, let's just focus on slowing down the breathing. If you're in child's pose, maybe tenting the fingers. And wherever you're at, just working the chest toward the ground. It does not need to touch. You just need to find a little stretch. Maybe it's a pretty intense one. Maybe it's less than intense. But go there. Always supported by breath and core, as well as that inner gaze point just to make sure that we're remaining present and aware of all the things happening. Good, and please push the ground away, make sure your core is engaged. We'll come on up to table pose. And just do a few cycles of cat and cow, maybe circle the spine. Just get into some movement as a counter stretch. The puppy pose can feel pretty intense. So maybe you need to round the other way, as in like a big cat pose, just to protract the shoulders once again, bring the chin toward the chest. But try to keep the breathing moving the body. Inhaling to start the movement and exhaling to just find the finish. And we are going to stay on our knees. Okay, so if your knees are kind of feeling tender, you can roll up the front edge of your mat to bring a little padding underneath your knees. And we're going to head into camel pose. Okay. So, Ustrasana. This one used to provide me a lot of angst. It's a little better for me these days, but if it's angsty for you, always feel free to ask questions, stick around after class. One of the big things for me that became kind of a turning point though, was actually like, see how my butt sticks way out? Yeah, this is awesome. I have this really amazing like hyperlordosis in my low back. So I have to really tuck it under to make sure that my low back doesn't feel very pinched when I'm in back bends. So it's pretty pronounced. I have to really pay attention to that. So if that's you, you also have to pay attention to that. The other thing that was a game changer for me was really lifting and pulling my rib cage away from my hips in order to drop my hands back. Okay? Also, hands to hamstrings. You don't have to drop it, hands back to your heels. So try the game changers, see if they work for you. And we'll go ahead and just make awareness to that pelvic. Make sure your pelvis isn't tilted. Pulling the rib cage up and away from the hips, and the hands can just find your hamstrings. Okay, it doesn't have to be very deep, very deep. Lifting up through the heart, and we'll just breathe for 5, 4. See if you can find that core. It's really important here. 3, 2, and on 1, inhale, come up, and we'll flip over your toes and just sit back onto your feet for a moment. Let's take a little counter stretch. You can take the right arm underneath your left for eagle arms, and just pull the arms forward, chin toward chest. Relax the shoulders, notice your upper traps. Good, so make sure it's the right arm under. If it's not, that's fine. Just take a note of your arms right here because we're gonna do camel pose again and then we'll switch sides, okay? So unravel your arms, come on up. Again, shift into a nice neutral pelvis so you're not dumping forward like I do. Lifting rib cage high and just seeing about squeezing your shoulder blades together and pull the chest up to the sky, okay? Maybe the hands find your heels, maybe they stay on the backs of your legs. Let's breathe for 5. The important pieces here, core and breathing. That'll help you understand what's happening in your body. 4, 3, 2, and a 1. Inhale, come up. And exhale again, flip over toes or sit somehow differently. Let's take the left arm under, okay? Dropping the chin in into these eagle arms of yours. Good, let's unravel the arms. We're gonna do eagle posture one more time, okay? I'm sorry, camel posture one more time. One of those animals. tuck under, and really pull the rib cage high as you shift the hips forward, taking the hands back. Notice if it becomes a little easier, even if you're feeling tired. Lift the chest as much as you can for 5, 4, 3, 2, and a 1. Inhale, come up, and exhale. We're gonna take a little child's pose in between. So if you have your mat padded up, you can just drop it down. Little child pose to counter stretch, just relax. Good. So from here, we're gonna head to wall holds, which are super fun inversions. If you're more interested in just kind of the more traditional finishing sequence, feel free to just do that, okay? Otherwise, if you want to head over to a wall and kick up to a wall, that's a great place to be to help shoulder strength, okay? If headstand is more your jam, do headstand. If pincha on the elbows, inversion that way is more your jam, do that. Handstands, if that's your jam, do that. Good, awesome, yes. And just heading into your inversion. Playing with something that, yeah, enlivens your spirit. Again, we're going into spring, so there's so many really beautiful benefits to kind of welcoming that in right here with this practice. Maybe springing into your energized nature. And inversions typically translate to meaning, for the body anyway, strong shoulders. So do make sure your elbows and your hands are directly in line with your shoulders for the inversions. They don't want to be more than shoulder width distance. It'll just make it so much more challenging if your hands or elbows are way further out than that. I'm just trying to get into the inversion. That feels good for you. And let there be that healthy engagement, not overcharged engagement, because you don't want to be so sore and tired later that you can't function the rest of the day. Instead, find like kind of a neutral center where there's some engagement where is needed, like inner thighs and booty and core, back of the throat for your breathing. But everything else might find a little less engagement. Certainly shoulders, you want to make sure you're not dumping down into your head if you're in headstand or collapsing in any of the other poses. Just trying to remain strong and steady in the conviction of whatever inversion you've chosen. Finding core, finding lift. Just working on the health of your inversion overall. Yeah, really nice. Yeah, if there's other inversions you want to play with, some shoulder stands can feel good for the back. You just want to be clear that it's not, you know, a place to compress the neck. Shoulder stands are really beautiful, as long as they're kept in the shoulders. Yeah, good, really nice. And I like the concept of finding kind of a smiling collarbone in the shoulder stand, really kind of opening that part up to keep the work happening in the shoulders and across the chest to keep you lifted. Yeah. And as always, if shoulder stand was your thing, going into fish pose after, just to reopen the throat chakra, the heart chakra. And you know, chakras aside, this is just kind of a physical counter stretch in general, right? So we just compressed everything and now we're reopening everything. If you were in the headstand or the Pincha Mayurasana or the handstand against the wall, child's pose is a great way to just kind of return your energetic levels back to neutral center. So finding anything final from here. Yeah, maybe a supine twist, a happy baby, another wall hold, whatever feels amazing. And we are going to make our way into Shavasana, but there's no real rush. And if you must leave, that's okay too. But as we're coming to a close in our practice, noticing your body, just taking a general glance over from head to toe with the mind's eye. You know, the Ashtanga practice, even though we didn't practice it verbatim today, does hit every single part of our physicality. And through the physical kind of manipulation of the practice, we can rest assured that everything has been touched. You know, we've done it all at this point. Maybe you haven't touched your toes to the back of your head, but that can be for like another generation, another lifetime. It doesn't have to be today. But what you have done today is certainly one of the more fulfilling pieces to the practice in general. And as we rest here in this final surrendered state of Shavasana, maybe let the legs relax finally. Let your feet splay apart. Let your pelvis melt into the floor. Maybe your core disengages, just so you can find a greater state of relaxation. Letting the arms just drip into the earth. Asking the heart space to radiate some sunshine or something else that fills you with positivity, something that you can hold on to and offer out to others on a continual basis. Letting anything in the shoulders go, just drip them into the floor. Noticing the neck. Is it possible to unclench the contents of our week? Not only the neck unclenching, but the jaw. Separating the top from the bottom jaw and just letting the tongue relax. Inviting the eyes to stay soft, perhaps closed. And is it possible to let these actions benefit the mind thoughts, the mental chatter that so often wants to creep in once we're here? Maybe it's slower now. Maybe there's more space between the thoughts. And that, my friends, is the real yoga.
Take the next inhale to slowly come back. And exhale, relax everything back into the earth. And if you're so relaxed, feel free to stay. Maybe you need it. But if you're ready to come back physically, you might start to move fingers and toes. And just noticing a very gentle rocking action with the head. Call it in. Let it be amazing. You can take the arms for a nice long stretch past the crown, inviting in the rest of your day. Bring the knees to the chest to squeeze, to hug, and roll over onto the right to land. And making our way all the way up to your seat. And if you're upright, maybe the palms come together in front of the heart. This is Anjali Mudra. Bringing the chin toward the chest. As we bow inward, we honor the practice, but we also honor our days. We honor our breath. We honor our bodies. We honor our teachers. We give gratitude to all the things that keep us going on the daily. And all the things that try to stop our progress, because those are the things that hold the greatest lessons. As we bow inward, just taking the next inhale to feel anything that comes up for you. And exhale. And we'll close our practice with the sound of Om. Inhale. Om. Thanks everyone so much for joining today. Namaste. Thanks for being here, everyone.